Hi everybody and welcome to today's Student Support and General Information event. My name is Jack Wills and I'm the Marketing and Student Recruitment Officer for Edinburgh. The event today is an opportunity for you to find out about our student support services, funding, accommodation, admissions and the SRUC Students Association. There's a question function available where you can ask any questions throughout the event, so please do make use of it. Today we are joined by Chrissy Harris, who is the Pastoral Student Support Tutor, Puja, who is the Student Support Tutor, Claire Morrison, Admissions Lead, and Liam Thorpe, our Student Association Co-President. I'll just get started by asking everyone to introduce themselves and then we'll open the floor for some questions. Chrissy?
Thanks, Jack. Hi, I'm Chrissy Harris, Pastoral Support Tutor for our Edinburgh and Glasgow students. Basically, I'm here to support our students with any mental health, physical health, financial accommodation issues that they may have, along with many other things that you may come across while you're a student with us. And I'm always here to have a chat with, and if I'm not able to help, then I have colleagues. So you'll meet Puja in a minute, but we also have a mental health support tutor, Laura, and we have a careers advisor, Sarah, in the team. So during your time with us, you may meet all of us, or hopefully if things are going well, you may feel you don't need any, but we are always going to be about for you. And is there questions now for me, or is it going to Puja?
Puja.
I'll pass over to Puja then.
You're on mute, Puja.
Apologies, I'm on mute. Hi everybody, my name is Puja Parbacker. I am the Education Support Tutor at the Edinburgh campus, and I also support the Glasgow students. I work alongside Chrissy Harris, who's just spoken. My role primarily is to support students who have issues with their education and issues with their learning. So, for example, you may have had support in the past, support for learning in the past when you were at school or when you studied before. And if you want that to continue at SRUC, I'm the person to speak to. I'm also available to help you with any of your study support needs, and also help you apply for disabled student allowance if you are eligible. And that's me.
Claire?
Hi, I'm Claire Morrison. I'm admissions lead across all of SRUC. So me and my team deal with all the applications, inquiries to do with the application process, and then dealing with results and things, especially at this time of year.
Okay, so we've had a few questions coming in. Can I just ask, what are the accommodation options like in Edinburgh?
I can hopefully answer some of that. So you may or may not be aware, but SRUC doesn't have halls in Edinburgh or in Glasgow, so we direct you to the private halls that are across the two cities. If you go onto the website, and I'm sure we can put the address up at some point in this chat, there will be information there about the Edinburgh halls. It will give you a whole list of the companies and how you can get in touch. The Glasgow situation is very similar, but we don't have that information yet on our website because primarily our Glasgow students already live there, so we haven't had the need, but we are developing that. But if you do find that you're struggling in Glasgow, if you drop the student support team an email, and again, I'm sure we can put the email address in the chat so you have it, we will see what we can do to help you. On the part on the website, there is also a Facebook page that our students can join and use if they have any requests or if they know of any rooms that are going, and fellow students may contact you and see if there's still available and so on. So obviously there is also private renting as well in both cities.
Thank you. And another one that's come in says, I've been in care previously. Do I need to tell you?
No, it's entirely up to a person if they want to tell us, but we do recommend that you do. Couple of reasons for this. One is that there is additional funding for people who've been in care. and we want to make sure those people are getting it. So even if you choose not to tell us, please do tell your funding organisation, because that is really, as I said, it's there for you to access. But if you do tell us, then we can obviously see if there is additional support you might need because of your experience, and you know, it just helps us to know. So please do let us know, but there is no actual requirement.
Perfect, thank you. And on a similar note, I've got one saying, I'm a carer for a family member. What support can I get?
So just to clarify, when we talk about carers, we're not talking about those who have children and just need sort of the regular childcare. It would be that you have a family member who has sort of additional needs through medical or disability reason, and it's all very individual. So basically, if you let us know, we will arrange to meet with you and we will work with you and your academic team and so on and work out what it is you need. So it could be that you need longer deadlines because of your caring responsibilities, or you know, you might need something else. So again, please do let us know, because we are there to support you, and it is just based on what you need. We will do our best to put in.
And as a student, do I pay council tax?
Full-time students usually don't need to pay council tax, and even if you're living with people who aren't students, you should still be exempt. So they would just obviously acknowledge that with the council they're with, and get either discounts or whatever for you. If you are part-time, then yes, you would still need to pay. When you've started your course, you'll hear a lot more about the faculty office, and they are the ones that help people with letters for the council. So once you've come to us, hopefully sort of, you know, mid-September, we'll direct you in how you can get your letter to then send off to your council and claim for the exemption.
And next question here, I have mental health issues. What support can you offer?
Okay, so similar to what I said with the carer, it's very individual. So you would meet with probably myself to start with, and I would go through what is available, and we would discuss what you need. We do, as I mentioned at my intro, that we have a mental health support tutor who is actually an occupational therapist in mental health. So she works with our students in great depth. We do have counselling that we can look at referring you to, and of course knowledge of outside agencies that may be able to help you. There is also something that Puja can advise about. So again, you meet with us and we go through what the options are, and we put in the support that we can for you.
Okay, thank you, Chrissy. The next few questions look like they're based around admissions. So Claire, when do I need to reply to my offer?
So it kind of depends on the time of year. So if you're a further education student, you would have received an email which you need to respond to, and especially as we get closer to the start of the academic year, I would encourage you to do that kind of promptly. Anybody who's applied through UCAS early in the cycle, you will already have replied to your offer, and as we are currently in clearing, provided we can make you an offer, that is kind of confirmed as you go through the admissions process at this time of year. So it depends when you've applied, any reply date you're given, but if you're in any doubt, please just get in touch with the admissions team.
And what happens if I don't meet the conditions of my offer when I get my results?
So we're currently working through results for people who've applied already. If you have missed your results, please get in touch with us and we can have a conversation about whether there's any leeway based on the conditions that you had, or we can potentially refer you to potentially another course as well.
And how do I accept my offer?
So if it's FE, which I suppose doesn't relate to any of the courses that are offered at the Edinburgh campus, you do that through the website. If it's UCAS, if you have applied early in the cycle, you should already have done that. But as I say, with the clearing process being slightly different at this time of year, we'll take you through the process.
And one final question here. I'm holding an offer to study at another university, but I think I might want to study at SRUC instead. Is it too late for me to apply now?
It depends on the availability of spaces, depending on the programme. So again, please just contact the admissions team. You can email us on admissions@sruc.ac.uk, or you can give us a phone and we can discuss what options are available for you at this time of year.
That's great. Thank you, Claire. Puja, I think the next couple of questions are going to be directed to you. At school, I received extra time for exams. Will this continue at SRUC?
Yes, in short answer, it will continue. But you really do need to sort of make an appointment to see me so that I can find out why you got the extra time. So, for example, if you are dyslexic and you got it for that reason, then we would need evidence of your dyslexia. But the important thing is to remember it doesn't happen automatically, and it means that you have to come and see me in order for this to happen. But yeah, if you had something in the past, it will continue as long as you come and see us.
And another question that's just come in. Close friends and family have suggested that my reading, writing and spelling difficulties may be due to dyslexia. What are my options?
If you do think you're dyslexic, again, that's the reason why you have to contact myself, Student Support Tutor for Education. What we'll do is we'll find out maybe why you think, or people close to you have thought you were dyslexic. We'll break it down into what your challenges are in relation to your reading, writing, spelling, note-taking, that kind of thing. And if it does look like there could be a possibility of dyslexia, we can arrange for you to do an online dyslexia screening test. And depending on the results there, we can put in support to help you in class and in assessments and things. And you may also be eligible to apply for funds such as disabled student allowance.
And what is disabled student allowance?
So what you'll probably hear a lot of people talking about is something called DSA, and that is Disabled Student Allowance. And that is a grant available to students who are studying at a level HNC or above. And if you have any kind of disability or any learning condition that affects your ability to study effectively on the course, you may be eligible to apply for this. So for example, I've just mentioned dyslexia, but other things could be if you've got a diagnosis of mental health issues like anxiety and depression that you've been maybe speaking to Chrissy about. Then autism is another one, but there's lots of different ones. But what you can do is apply through your funding body, whether it be the SAS or Student Finance England, and you can get access to funding that can help you with your studies, to buy equipment and software and get sort of support for your studies. So for example, there's lots of software that can help dyslexic students that maybe cost quite a lot of money, and there's software that can help you for like processing issues, and there's different things, but you would be eligible for funding. SAS will say they don't want, SAS or your funding body will not want you to be disadvantaged because of that. So this is why disabled student allowance is available for students to apply for. So it's a fantastic thing, and if you are eligible, I do recommend applying for it. But again, in order for that to happen, you do need to come and see myself.
That's great, thank you. And so next up, when will I receive information about induction?
Was that Chrissy might be a better person to speak about that.
Yes, sorry, I couldn't get my camera back on. That's fine. So it kind of will probably depend on where you're at in like the application process. So obviously if you've not applied to us yet, you won't have had it. But what I can say is that our sort of welcome induction week is starting on the 12th of September. So we would be asking all of our students to be coming into campus on that day, and then teaching will be starting the following week. If you've not heard by the end of August, then you're welcome to give student support a quick email, and we can obviously have a look and see if we've got any further update as to when you might receive it. As I said, it could depend on where you're at in the application process and so on. So there may be a reason why you haven't had it yet. But it has started to be sent out. So if you are at the stage where you've had your unconditional and you've agreed it with us and everything, you hopefully will be getting that soon.
That's great, thank you. Right, so I'm going to take a brief interlude to introduce our SRUC Student Association co-president, Liam Thorpe.
Thanks very much, Jack. So yeah, I'm Liam Thorpe. I am the student co-president for the Central Faculty. So I cover Oakridge, King's Buildings, Queen's Park, and the Royal Botanics in Edinburgh. So SRUCSA, or SRUC Student Association, our student-led association. We're here to enhance the student experience in whatever way is important to our student cohort. The association itself consists of 2 permanent members of staff and 3 co-presidents. Like I say, myself and 2 of my colleagues. They cover the northern and southern faculties. We do a huge amount of things. I'm just going to cover some of the main ones. So one of the big things that we do is we run the class rep system. So class reps are individual students that put themselves forward to act as the voice for their class. It's a voluntary role, but we do aim to have 1 class rep from each class, and we invite them to feedback anything and everything that their class has to say about their student experience, be that on the academic side or just general university life. Second big thing we do is we sit on a lot of committees and board meetings. So personally, I'm sitting on the academic board this year. My colleagues in the North and Southwest, they sit on the board of directors. So we do really have a voice in the decision-making process here at the university. Yeah, so like I say, a number of different committees as well. I personally, this year, I'm sitting on the Programme Approval and Academic Standards Committee, the Ethics Committee, and the Enhancement Themes Institutional Group. Another big thing that we do is to become a part of student society. I would be your first port of call. If you wanted to start one yourself, similarly, you'd come to me and I could support you and any of your fellow students that were interested in starting a new society. The other thing that we do, which we hope none of you ever need us for, is we do advocacy work. So if ever the situation was to arise that you needed to go to an appeals procedure, a SRUCSA representative, either myself or one of my colleagues, would act as an advocate for you or any student, just to make sure that you get a fair hearing. Final thing we do is all co-presidents are elected. We are part of the student cohort. I studied here myself. We run for election based on a set of aims, sometimes known as a manifesto. So amongst all those other things we do, we also find time to make the things happen that we set out to achieve when we were running for this role. That's me. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Liam. We've actually had quite a few questions come in around this. So you mentioned starting a club or society. How would one start a club and society with yourself?
So all you need to be able to start a club or society is yourself and one other interested student in whatever your idea might be. Basically, you would come to me and we would start a process. There's some paperwork to fill out. We would make funding available to you to start the club or society, and we are very keen for new clubs and societies to form. So we do really encourage that.
And can we also join clubs and societies at the Edinburgh University?
You can. All of Edinburgh University's student association societies are open to SRUC students.
All right, thank you. And class reps, how do I become a class rep?
You volunteer. So the communications will go out if and when you started with us to all of your classes, or to all students, to ask them if they want to step forward as a class rep. It would basically just be another case of, I feel like I'm repeating myself lots here, but just reaching out to me or whoever your co-president is, and yeah, we take it from there.
And a bit of a two-parter to finish off here. Is training for being a class rep provided, and is being a class rep a lot of work?
Yeah, class rep training is provided. We go through an entity called SPARCS, whose acronym I can't remember what it stands for off the top of my head, but they provide some really good quality training. and the amount of work it's not a huge amount. It's between 2 and 4 meetings per year. We have student liaison committees, which are, hang on, let me just refer back to my notes for this one, because I did have to ask. Student liaison committees are basically your campus specific. We also have student liaison groups, which give student representatives an opportunity to feedback on the sort of broader student experience within SRUC. Like I say, there's not a huge amount of work involved. It's basically just being a sort of a voice for your class. You'd be a point of contact for your class to feedback any insights that they had about or any criticisms that they had about how their student experience was going, and just bringing that to various groups and having a voice in the room where decisions are made. So, like I say, 3 or 4 meetings a year, something like that.
All right, thank you, Liam. I think that's every question that we have for yourself there just now. If any more come in, I'll be sure to let you know. Blair, I've got a couple of questions for yourself just now. What do I do if my circumstances change and I might want to defer a place to 2023?
Just please get in touch with the admissions team. We can talk you through whether that is possible. The majority of courses do accept deferral requests, but please just get in touch with us and we can sort it out for you.
And when will I know what my timetable is?
Actually, there's timetable information that's already been added to the website this year. So the timetables can be found at www.sruc.ac.uk/timetables. It's kind of included in the bigger information about getting started at SRUC on the website.
All right, brilliant. And it looks like the last question I've got here, and if any more come in, feel free to drop the questions soon. I've been out of education for a while and I'm feeling a bit worried about studying again. What support is available to help me out? That'd be Puja to answer?
Yes, that would be me. Yes, it's quite daunting returning to education after when you've not been in it for such a long time. And again, I feel like I'm repeating myself as well, but you please do get in contact. We can go over study skills and we can look at different ways to make your life easier, time management, that kind of thing. Also, we can explore sort of assistive technology, because a lot of things have changed now the way we study. Technology plays a big part. There's lots of software that's available to students that are not just, there are paid versions, but there's also free versions which we can explore. But yeah, by all means, if you are feeling daunted by the thought of studying, please come and see me, and we can chat through your concerns and work through them together.
All right, thank you, Puja. Okay, so if that's the last question, if anybody's got any final words of wisdom, then yeah, please let us know. If there's any more questions, pop them in the chat, and if not, then yes, well, thanks for coming on and giving your advice. I would just like to say thank you very much for joining us today, and I hope that you've all found this session useful. I'll be sending out this recording of the events along with a link to the feedback forum. If any questions pop up that you didn't get a chance to write today, then please get in touch with us. You can get us on study@sruc.ac.uk and we'll be on hand to answer your questions. I would just like to pass back to Chrissy for one final comment from her, and then we'll sign off. Thank you.
Thanks, Jack. Yeah, I just wanted to mention quickly funding. As no one asked a question, I thought I'd just quickly raise it. So once you have sort of confirmed your place with us, if you're joining us, please do get in touch with whoever your funding organisation is. So obviously Scotland is going to be SAS, England is student finance, and there'll be others obviously for Wales and Northern Ireland. So please do that as soon as you can. They probably will have some backlog, so we won't know obviously if you'll be able to get in time for you starting, but the sooner you get your applications into them, obviously the sooner they can process them and try and get you the money. And also it will impact if you were needing to speak to Puja about DSA and things like that. So please do think about your funding once you have decided where you're going and what course you're on and everything. Thank you.
Nice, just say something as well.
I think Puja was going to say, yeah,
yes, I was just wanted to say any sort of general student support inquiries, and we work together as a team, and if you're not sure who specifically to direct it to, we've got a generic student support email address, which is edstudentsupport@sruc.ac.uk.
Okay, if you have any more questions or would like any additional information on anything that was discussed today, please feel free to get in touch. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to hopefully welcoming you in September. Thank you.